Hey everybody, it's Pax. Welcome back to our Night of the Zealot Arkham draft with Sister Mary and Min T Fan. So we just finished the Gathering, we got 6 XP, killed off the Ghoul Priest, and got out. So in order to draft upgrades, you use the Upgrade tab here, as opposed to the Build Deck tab, obviously. You choose the Investigator that you're playing. First we'll upgrade Sister Mary. You choose Simple Draft rather than Chaos. I believe Chaos is just random. Waiting, you can adjust this to prefer low XP or high XP, but I'm just going to keep it a default. You input the total amount of XP that you're willing to spend, and we'll leave this at the standard 3-card choice. So what we're really hoping for on Sister Mary is a copy of Holy Spear. But pretty much any upgraded enemy management, or to be honest, resources, are all going to be fine because our cost curve is pretty high. If we get stuck with cards that are like decent picks but not specifically upgraded weapons, I'd say the standouts for us to replace are Heroic Rescue, Arcane Studies, Fearless, and probably Shroud of Shadows. Those all kind of are doing the least for this deck. If we see upgraded weapons, we're definitely upgrading over existing fight cards due to the sheer density of combat related cards that we got in the deck, because we got like 7 fighting assets and a Spectral Razor, so we're doing fine on that front. So let's click the start and see what we get to choose from. We've got a Moment of Respite, an Ever Vigilant, and a Get Over Here. So I think Moment of Respite is junk. Get Over Here is junk. Could be really good in Midnight Masks here, but I think it just is actually not a fight that I'm ever succeeding at. And so it's just an engage at a very high cost. I think Ever Vigilant is letting me play some stuff, and that seems too good to pass up. Plus, this is only 1 XP, so we get another shot at the Holy Rosary for 5. Ooh, the 4 of Cups, a Counterspell, and a Paradoxical Covenant. So Paradoxical is probably just never firing. Counterspell is actually, like, okay. That's kind of an interesting one. I kind of wish I didn't have it, but it's okay. 4 of Cups is also okay, because I do have a couple of spell combat things, but this does drop off in the interest of getting upgraded weapons. But I think that this is actually an okay pick. And once again, it gives me about 4 XP to play with for trying to find more guns. A Brand of Cthulhu, an old shotgun, and a Manipulate Destiny. I think we're just picking up the Brand of Cthulhu and having a nice variable willpower or combat that we can deal 2 damage with that's cheap. Rite of Seeking, Bulletproof Vest, and Old Shotgun. We've spent 3 so far. The Ever Vigilant, the Brand of Cthulhu, and the 4 of Cups. I think the Old Shotgun is bad. We're basically just never playing that and getting ammo on it. The Rite of Seeking is, like, fine. It's pricey, but it is okay. I think the Bulletproof Vest is interesting, but probably not good enough. The Bulletproof Vest is something I kind of have to think about, actually, because, like, this is a very low value, and you could just die very pathetically on Sister Mary. But I think that the Rite of Seeking helps us win the scenario better, and I'd rather lose than win the scenario worse. And now a Summon Hound, a Divination, and an On the Trail. Choose an enemy at either a location other than yours. Either move twice towards that enemy or discover a clue at an empty location between you and the chosen enemy along the shortest path to reach that enemy. Right. So a level 3 version of this is pretty good. I think the Divination is likely not something I'm looking for in this deck. The On the Trail can be a lot of movement compression or just a clue for 1. So I think I'm going to pick that up. And that's okay. We'll have to think about how we get these in the deck, and that'll be fun, won't it? So once again, we're looking at Rite of Seeking, Ever Vigilant, 4 of Cups, On the Trail, Brand of Cthulhu. I think that right off the bat, the Clairvoyance is going for the Rite of Seeking. And I think that, despite what I said earlier, I feel like the Shroud of Shadows is going for the Brand of Cthulhu. I think that the evade is just kind of not very good. I guess it does solve Ruth Turner if I can get it, but I do have the Sword Cane for that as well. So that's fine. I think that Olive McBride, despite despite letting me fish for like blessed tokens, is I kind of don't need to fish for blessed tokens. I guess I'll get rid of the ones that I said first, um, and then the fearless. So does the fearless? Yeah, I think the fearless is actually just not that useful. 9 is more than enough, and I have a whole bunch extra on my arcane initiate. So am I happy with that upgrade path? Yeah, I think that's okay. There's still a lot of junk in here, and frankly, this on the trail is pretty sus. I don't know. If we get some serious XP out of this and I can upgrade this to on the trail number 3, oh, but you know what? In the finale, that's pretty crap. Anyways, I think it's a useful movement mechanic in this one, and hopefully it'll help us out. But if not, it's some icons we can pitch into a test somewhere. Now, as for Min, I think that her hand slots are fairly congested. I think that the deck does not have much built-in card draw. So losing a few card slots for some upgraded skills like Perception 2 or Unrelenting would be really nice. Aside from that, the deck was fairly competent as is, and to be honest, kind of rich on economy. I believe there were like 4 solid economy cards, 2 emergency cash, a crack the case, and maybe a burning the midnight oil, and then an act of desperation, which let me technically be able to get some more economy out of that. So the nice thing about that is that I'm being able to afford things means that you can afford high XP cost things that cost a lot. So I'm probably going to need to evaluate cards on a card by card basis a lot more compared to how I was how I was approaching that with Mary of trying to focus on weapons. But I guess ultimately, that's not what ended up with Mary, and so I guess we just have to click start and see what happens. So we've got Blasphemous Covenant, Sleuth, and the Fool. This is utter shit. This is unrepentant shit. This is all junk. None of this is good. The Fool could maybe replace one of my economy things, but if it's not in my opening hand, it's bad. Blasphemous Covenant is how I spend the least amount of resources on something, but I don't want curses in the bag, and so this is bad. Sleuth is spending effectively 3 experience on a double intellect icon card. How hard up am I for icons that I have to do that? Well, let's see if I can swap over the tab, and if not, I'll do a cut here. Yeah, okay. How hard up am I for icons? I don't think I'm that hard up. It could pay for a Schaffner's catalog. It could pay for an encyclopedia. It could pay for Celiano's fragments. And that's it? That's it. Charms, tactics, pays for the I've Got a Plan, and boosts the I've Got a Plan. I don't know. I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good. And then the Fool is crap too. So do we just take the Blasphemous Covenant and say, hey, at least this isn't damaging our deck? It's the least amount of XP, and it's damaging our deck the least as well. We take the Blasphemous Covenant. An upgraded magnifying glass is actually kind of nice. A cornered is also, like, fine. Once again, I'm going to have to swap over to the deck list to think about what I'm discarding with that. +2 to a test never sucks. The magnifying glass could just go over one of my ciphers, and I'd have 2 magnifying glasses, and personally, I just like having static boosts. Having static boosts is nice. And once again, it's a very low cost on XP, so I get to see more cards. Professor William Webb upgrade. This shouldn't be here because I can't upgrade this. So this is like a bit of a problem with the website. I'm kind of just choosing between these two, which, yeah, that's a bummer, right? Like, you don't like that. But I think that William Webb is really good because I kind of don't have allies, and his icons are also pretty sick. So let's pick him up. And now we're stuck on the shit zone. An extensive research, which is to say an expensive research, is actually okay here. I'm probably not playing it. I'm probably just doing double icons for it, but I can replace something that has crap icons. Bangle of Jinxes is something I'm not going to get value out of. Yodel. Well, let's take a look at what we've got. we've got a couple of wild icons, right? We've got a couple of wild icons. But we do have a decent number of double icons as well. Yeah, I think Yaddle just isn't going to work for us here, and we're going to go with an expensive research. And so we've got a magnifying glass, William Webb, Blasphemous Covenant, which is just god awful, and an expensive research. So let's get those in the deck. All right, so once again, what are we losing for this? Hilariously, with William Webb, I almost feel like keeping him some hand slot stuff is actually okay, which is a shame. That's the stuff I was kind of expecting to drop. I like having 2 magnifying glasses, and I think that if I have more magnifying glasses, I can afford to get rid of these, and they lower my cost curve so I can actually afford some of this stuff. I kind of just couldn't play this last time. Similarly, Truth from Fiction is kind of not good, right? What is it putting secrets on? It could put secrets on William, which lets me get item cards or get clues from a connecting location instead. But, well, no, is that good? No, I don't think that's good. I think that the Unearth the Ancients is an easy drop. There's nothing, it's only... I don't need the economy for that. I don't need the economy for that. It's as simple as that. I do not need that economy. And I think that I have to lose something from my hands. This is too many hand slots for a person with a weakness that dumps a card out of your hand. And so I think I'm losing a Cipher. 1 Cipher is okay. I do like Cipher. Getting that +1 Shroud extra investigate action is kind of nice. I am wondering about the Celiano fragments if those just go. But it is 1 less book for the librarian to be able to fetch, even just as a value icon. If I've already seen my encyclopedia or if I've already seen my Celiano fragments, then this is doing nothing for me. I think that ultimately the Truth from Fiction is kind of what needs to go, and I'm really loath to remove more double icons. But I think it's what's got to go. Yeah. Bit of a shame that, but, we get the William Webb, we get the extensive research, we get the magnifying glass. Let's see what we can do with that. Okay, so Lita did burn down our house, so we've got a mental trauma on Min. And before I proceed too much longer, I will be adding Lita Chandler to Sister Mary's deck. It just kind of makes sense, right? Okay, so we do our setup. It's kind of normal. You get the Acolyte at the south side. Yeah, we burn down our house. We're beginning play in Rivertown there. We do get this handy setup button in this scenario that just kind of does all that for us, all the randomized locations. The house gets deleted, and we start at Rivertown. But let's take a look at our opening hands. So we get 5 cards for Min, no King in Yellow, a Cracked Case, a Disc of Itzomna, Expensive Research, and a Research Librarian. Now, this is kind of cool because it lets me get the Magnifying Glass out early, it lets me get a Celiano Fragments out early, and I can just kind of start getting clues while I draw cards in upkeep. And I can get up to like a nice 6 intellect through that. I think the Disc of Itzomna is maybe just not doing enough for me. And I also worry about this Expensive Research. Kind of just burning a hole in my hand and wishing it was something more imminently useful. Not icons if I'm getting a Celiano Fragments. But I also don't want to mulligan too many and risk hitting all my tomes, so I'll just do one. A Beloved. That's fine. It's nice emergency exit button. And then Sister Mary gets the Rite of Seeking, the Lita Chandler, an Arcane Initiate, Dark Prophecy, and an On the Hunt. So, this is a bit junk. I think that we're definitely getting rid of all of those. And I'm even tempted to get rid of this Rite of Seeking. As good as this Rite of Seeking is, I'm tempted to get rid of it. Because I really just need a weapon really, really badly. We've got to go kill that cultist. We have to go kill that cultist. And so I am going to get rid of it. Sledgehammer. Unexpected. 4 of Cups. Yep, we'll take that. That is actually pretty damn good. That is a pretty sick opening hand, I think. Okay, so we've got our 6 Doom Threshold. We've got our Act which is spending 2 clues per investigator as a group to draw the top card of the cultist deck. Find as many unique cultist enemies as you can. Add them to the victory display. And we've got our Chaos Bag, which is now the highest number of Doom on a cultist enemy in play, which is 1. -2, place a Doom on the nearest cultist enemy. No if you fail. And tablet -3 if you fail. Place one of your clues in your location. Alright, let's go ahead with Min first and just kind of get this turn out of the way. We'll spend 1 on a magnifying glass. We'll investigate twice at 5 against 1. That's a success. And that's a success for 2 clues. For Sister Mary, we'll go ahead, we'll play Lita Chantler. We'll play 1, 2, 3, the Sledgehammer. And we'll play 1, 2, the Brand of Cthulhu as well. And that way, we can kind of take our pick of how we want to kill this guy next turn. Maybe walking in with the Brand and committing an Unexpected Courage just to make it a nice, sure thing. But this is also fighting for 6 against 3. And 6 against 3 is fine. You know, it's not a fail. We can lose an action. Don't place a clue if we pull the -3, and everything else is good too. So nothing happens in the enemy phase. Upkeep gets us that disc back. Funny. And then Upkeep gets us a Tides of Fate. We also get 1 added to the Chaos Bag. 1 out of 6 Doom. Encounter cards for Min. Oh no, the Hunting Night Gaunt right off the bat. That's nasty. And then for Sister Mary, a False Lead. No clues, so this gains Surge. A Locked Door, the location with the most clues. Excellent. Perfect timing. Punt. So there's 2 options I've got. Let's just put that on the screen so we can see what we're looking at. Sister Mary could attack for 7 against 3 with a double Sledgehammer and deal 4 damage because he is a monster. And that saves Min a lot of grief, but it also means the Acolyte is still hanging out on the board. And by the way, we're at 2 Doom, not 1. There's also the risk of just hitting her for 3 really stupidly. And so I'm tempted to engage first, because if this misses, like, it's already kind of crap. So using an action to engage seems fine. And then I'll double Sledgehammer swing. We are at 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 6 against 3. Excuse me. You know what? We'll commit the Tides of Fate to be at 7. A bless. And the auto-fail. It's a good thing I engaged. Okay, so Min is going to play her Research Librarian and go search for a tome. And we'll add the Celiano fragments to hand. And then we'll scoot over 1 location to Miskatonic University. 4 Shroud, 4 Clue location. I think we'll just go ahead and add that Celiano fragments to play, so that next turn, provided we don't get our weakness, we'll have 6 against 4, and that's, like, okay odds. Okay, so Hunting Night Gaunt hits for 1 and 1. We'll just... I mean, there's no sense in not taking it on her, I guess, is kind of the thing. Upkeep on Min gets us an Analytical Mind. And Upkeep on Sister Mary gets us an On the Trail. 3 Doom out of 6. An encounter card for Min is an On Wings of Darkness. If you fail, take 1 damage, 1 horror, but disengage from each non-Nightgaunt enemy engaged with you, move to a central location. Well, taking 1 and 1's not that big of a deal. Not so much that I want to burn up a beloved. Oh, I also forgot to add a bless at the end of the round there. So we'll just test it 2 against 4. Yeah, -1. So we take 1 and 1. We'll just kill off the Research Librarian. It's kind of burning a hole in our ally slot anyways. We'll move back to the central location. Whoops. And then Sister Mary gets a Hunting Shadow, which is going to cause us to take 2 damage. We'll just take that to the face, because we do have a Meditative Trance that we might be able to use up later. So now there's a question, a fairly legitimate question, I think, of whether we're using the Brand of Cthulhu to try to kill this guy off, or whether we're just trying with the Sledgehammer again. I kind of feel like the Sledgehammer is the right answer. So we're just going to try it again, and we're going to be like the same amount up. Okay. You know, I was really surprised in that first scenario how well Sister Mary seemed to be doing. But this is a lot more in line with my experience as of Sister Mary on the whole. So we're going to attack with the Brand of Cthulhu for 6 against 3. Yeah, this is This is very much what I'm accustomed to when I play Sister Mary. Okay, Min is going to... Let me think. What am I going to do with Min? I think I'm just going to move back and try and get the clues. So she's going to move over one location. She'll be testing 6 against 4 a couple times. 6 against 4. That's a clue. And then 6 against 4 again. Yeah, we'll do it again. That's a clue. Get an attack again over here on Sister Mary. Use those for 2s. And then we get upkeep on Min for another magnifying glass. And upkeep on Sister Mary for a shriveling, which is fine. It's good to have more weapon backups. Okay, 4 out of 6 Doom. And counter card for Min is an Acolyte. After it enters play, place a Doom on it. And this guy needs to go in an empty location. I did forget to remove a Doom, so we'll just do that. Or, sorry, remove those 2 clues. An empty location, I think he kind of has to go here so that we can maybe get in here and do something. And then for Sister Mary, we get another false lead, which surges because of no clues, into another Hunting Shadow, which is doing 2 damage to us. Yep, as I said, this is a lot more like how most of my Sister Mary games go. So we're now in the Witching Hour, which is unfortunate. I think that we kind of have to go with Min to see what happens. But now I'm getting a little frustrated, and I'm just going to do the big sledgehammer swing again and commit the shriveling to it, 7 against 3. Okay, so he's dead because of Lita Chandler's ability there. And then we kind of can't move into a cultist, and so we have to leave it to... Min. So last action, what I'll do is I'll play an On the Trail. Choose an enemy at any location other than yours. You either move twice towards it, or you gather a clue on the shortest path to it, which is a clue from here. That does mean she's standing on a clue. Now, Min is likely going to need to walk in and commit her analytical mind and beloved into a fight, which is just the worst. There's nothing worse than being totally useless in that regard. But I don't see many other ways through it. And if I take a draw and I get the king in yellow, then I'm losing 2 turns. And that's and also spawning the masked cultist when I'm just really not equipped to deal with them. So she's going to move down, and she's going to get this St. Mary's Hospital revealed and engage this Acolyte. And we're going to try and get this on Sister Mary if we can. And then she's going to have to do a big fight, committing the analytical mind to get to 5, committing the beloved to get to 6, 6 against 3, and hope that that's enough. +1. Okay, so he's dead. We get rid of 1 Doom from a guy in play. At least that happened. I think last action, we're going to go ahead and play this Disc of Itzomna to maybe hope that if another Night Gaunt spawns on me, I get to get a free evade off of it. Or Masked Hunter, I don't remember what his prey is or where his spawn location is, but he's elite. Yeah, no, that's not going to work either. Oh well. It should help with the Masked Night Gaunt, or the Night Gaunts if that's what happens. Okay, so no enemy stuff. Upkeep gets an Inquiring Mind on Min. That's pretty good. Then upkeep on Sister Mary gets us a Promise and Power. That is also pretty good. For 5 Doom, the counter card for Min is Mysterious Chanting. 2 Doom on the nearest cultist enemy. That sucks, but it's okay. So now our skulls are -3. And then for Sister Mary, a locked door, the location with the most clues. Once again, a total punt from the scenario, putting it on this St. Mary's Hospital, which is just a place I don't care to get clues from. So we'll go with Sister Mary first. We'll do the safe play. We'll move down to South Side. Draw 3 cards, limit once per game, 2 clues. This guy gets engaged with us. And then we're doing an attack with the Brand of Cthulhu for 1 damage, attacking 6 against 3. I feel like I kind of need to commit this Promise of Power, but I think 6 against 3 on second action I'm okay with. A -1, so we spend 1 charge, deal 1 damage, and remove 3 Doom from the board, and that guy's dead. Finally, we get a little bit of a break there. Now, do I move 1 over in preparation of getting that 3 heal, or do I take the 3 card draws? Hand is empty, and I'm here. I'm just going to do it. Wrong hand. No! Alright, we got a Crystal Pendulum, an Emergency Cache, and a Flashlight, which are, kind of not great. As for Min, I think she is going to shove over 1 location to Mary. She's going to use the action there to draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. That's pretty good. And we're going to investigate with a Burning the Midnight Oil for 2 resources, investigating 6 against 3. Do I want to put any more icons into that? I think the answer is no. -2, we get a clue. Upkeep on Min is a Cipher, and upkeep on Mary is a Thompson. 5 out of 6 Doom. Counter card for Min. An Acolyte. Empty location, place a Doom on it. This is a bit of a tricky one. I think that I don't want to send him to St. Mary's in case Sister Mary can't kill him in the one hit, or if she burns her action, because she really wants to get that healing. So I'm going to send him up to the Miskatonic University, and we're going to go deal with him in a minute. After the Masked Hunter spawns and everything. Because we're in the Witching Hour anyways, it doesn't matter that he puts us up to 6 Doom. And then for Sister Mary, a Hunting Shadow, lose a clue or take a damage. Whew! Thank God that we made that play earlier. Okay, so I think Min is going to go first. She is going to stick with what she's been doing, investigating, 6 against 3. A -3, where you place a clue if you fail, but I don't fail. I get the last clue. When I get that last clue, I'm going to play a Crack the Case. And I think we're just going to take it for ourselves. 1, 2, 3. It'll let us play this extensive research at some point. I think now is a decent time to spawn a cultist. That seems okay. The prey on the Masked Hunter is whoever has the most clues, and he spawns with his prey. And so I think spending some clues, even though he's going to end up on me, is fine. So we'll take a look at who we get. We get Victoria Devereaux at the north side, with the spend 5 resources to parlay her automatically, or deal 3 damage with 3 combat. The sledge could pull that off, maybe. And now we know she's there. Last action, Min is going to move into the St. Mary's Hospital so that we're all at the same location and everything's hunky-dory. Sister Mary's going to go next. She's going to move, heal her 3 damage. And then she's just going to... I think she's going to take a draw action to kind of get ready for more fighting. War of Radiance. Okay, that's pretty good. So upkeep on Min gets us a Haunted, -1 to each of your skills. Kind of a bad time for that. And then Sister Mary gets us the Crisis of Faith. Very bad time for that. I think that we're actually just taking 3 horror. It's 3 blesses right now. I don't know if I've missed any triggers, but I feel like I kind of just prefer to keep them so that this Word of Radiance is a bit more active. So I'll take 3, and then at the end of the round I'll add a bless. Okay, so we get our Doom advancements. The Masked Hunter spawns with the Engage with the Prey, Prey most clues, +2 health per investigator, so 8 health. Human Cultist Elite, while you're engaged with the Masked Hunter, you cannot discover clues. Victory 2, 2 damage, 1 horror. And then we've got our new agenda, which is 8 Doom. Then we get encounter cards. Mysterious Chanting, 2 Doom on the nearest cultist enemy. Alright, well, hopefully we get to kill this guy, but we'll see how that goes. And then an encounter card for Sister Mary is a Hunting Night Gaunt. That is really bad. Yeah, that sucks. That was super bad timing for both of them. So I think that the sledgehammer play on the Hunting Night Gaunt, I just hate it so much. It's so painful. It's so painful. The nice thing is that Min has a pretty decent odds of evading this Masked Hunter. We might be here for a little bit. When a non-elite enemy spawns at your location, you just could discard the Disc of its Omna to automatically evade that enemy or deal 2 damage. I think I'm going to deal 2 damage to the Night Gaunt. Reason being is I can spend a charge off the brand to kill him, and then sledgehammer the Masked Hunter second action if this guy dies. I think that that's okay. So we're going to go ahead with Min first. She's at 1 to evade. She's going to pop her Inquiring Mindivist for +4, so we'll be at 5 against 2. I think a 5 against 2, we really want to get to the 6 against 2. Yeah, we want to get to the 6 against 2. I should never drop that in my play area. I don't know why I do this to myself, but I do it to myself. Let's see what we get. Okay, the -1. Cool. So he's evaded. First action. Second action, I think we're going to draw a card. Maybe we just get rid of the Haunted. The problem is we can't evade him again, and so Sister Mary has to spend actions to engage him next turn if we stick around. So like there's the thing between like getting rid of this and having to deal with the fact that he's on me again, and there's also the fact of like walking away and this still being active and my stats sucking and not having great cards in hand. Which all is kind of like coming together to suck a bit. I also really don't feel like taking actions that mean I need to take another action again anyways. Like eventually, like I'd like to stay here, get these guys killed, and start spawning the cultists. But if I spawn the cultist that comes in St. Mary's Hospital, that's Ruth Turner, and she takes a huge evade to get rid of, or a big fight, I think. And so, like, that could be really risky and just put us in shit creek, even though now is when I have actions to do it. On the other hand, if I spawn 2 cultists, I don't have the most clues. I'm tied for the most clues at that point. So there's something there too. I think I'll risk it on 1 cultist enemy spawn. I don't like it, but we'll see what happens. It's Ruth Turner. St. Mary's Hospital, if she's evaded, add her to the victory display. Well, I think she's going to go engaged with Sister Mary for sure. Yeah. That's a bummer. Well, you know what? Can't go wrong to just do another one. Get some more of them spawned. Whoops. More of them spawned, see what happens. Peter Warren at the Miskatonic University. Cool. A lot of cultists in play, but, you know, it is what it is. Okay, so we've got Sister Mary's turn now. I feel like Ruth actually is kind of a problem. That kind of sucks. So, like I said, we're going to use the Brand of Cthulhu to do the attack on the Hunting Night Gaunt. We're going to be at 4, 5, 6 against 3. Do I get one more? 6 against 3 seems like okay. 6 against 3 seems okay. Yeah. So we're just going to do a 6 against 3. And if we lose an action, it is what it is. -1. So we don't lose an action. We spend 1 charge, get a bonus damage from Lita, and that deals with the Night Gaunt. I guess we could do 2 attacks with a brand on Ruth for 4 damage and be 6 against 4. Sorry, 6 against 2 and see if that works. And I don't hate that. That's not the worst. Again, Min doesn't have clues anymore, and so we're tied for who is getting engaged. And worst comes to worst, you know, a Promise of Power into an evade gets an evade off with Sister Mary. So yeah, we'll do another brand shot against Ruth. 6 against 2, a Bless token, and a -1. We remove a Bless, we deal 2 damage. We'll just put those there. And then again, a -2, 2 damage. Ruth gets added to the victory display, and we've got 1 cultist in the victory display. Okay, so we get upkeep for Min, a Dark Horse. Okay, fine. And then the Masked Hunter is going to engage after we get our upkeep, which is a Paranoia. That sucks. We do get 1 still, but that's a bit poopy. And then we get a Blessed token in the bag. 1 out of 8 Doom. Counter card for Min. Obscuring Fog, +2 Shroud on our location. Again, kind of not a big deal because we're just not getting the clues off of this. And if we do want them, I can use my expensive research. And then any counter card for Sister Mary is an On Wings of Darkness. I think we'll try the Ward of Radiance to stop this, because I kind of would like to not teleport away from Min, because she's got icons that can help me fight this guy. It's a damn shame this guy's not a monster, because, man, Lita would be super helpful for that. But we'll try and cancel this. 5 tokens from the Chaos Bag. If we get a Bless or a Elder Sign, we cancel that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, we got it. Okay, it's gone. So I think that we're going to go ahead with Sister Mary first. I don't care for this idea of doing an evade and then doing a single sledgehammer swing, but I feel like it's kind of my only option right now. And we'd only be 6 against 4 on the sledge swing. That's a bummer. But I can't afford to take the hits, so it's what we're going to do. So we'll do a Promise of Power, add a Curse, evading 7 against 2. -1. That's successful. He's evaded. We'll just put him like that for now. And then we'll do the sledge swing. We will be 6 against 4. I think we'll just commit this act of desperation from Min to get her 8 against 4. And that'll be 8 against 4, a -1 for 3 damage. Okay, so like I said, Min, Kind of want to get rid of this, but also kind of need icons for when my weakness comes up, because I don't have enough icons for it right now. Let's do one card draw first. Ooh, an overpower. That's good. Yeah, all right. We're going to be standing around dealing with this guy. We're going to take another card draw. Okay, Reckless Assault is kind of not doing anything for me. We're going to take one more card draw. Unexpected Courage. Okay, cool. That's fine. I've got icons to send over Mary's way to get this guy killed. That's good, I think. I guess another thing is that the extensive research now is affordable for me going into the next round to get those 2 clues so I can spawn another cultist. So that's okay. Upkeep. Get the King in yellow. That's going to replace the Celiano fragments because the magnifying glass is really easy to just pop into place. That being said, that does mean that I now can't do any of that stuff, right? So I'd need to, like, I don't even know, somehow get a bunch of horror on me and commit all of these into the locked door. And then Sister Mary gets a glory and this guy readies. We're at 2 doom. We do have the 2 on the Masked Hunter, so we're at 4 doom. And then an encounter card for Min is a Crypt Chill. That's going to be making us lose our magnifying glass most likely. We cannot commit to this because we do not have enough icons. So 3 against 4. A 0. If only it had been not haunted. And then for Sister Mary, we get an Obscuring Fog. That fizzles because you can only have 1 on your location. Okay, so now what do we do? Sister Mary's in a pretty rough position right now. She's not fighting very high against this guy. -3s are pretty bad. Not a great margin. And Min cannot help. She's also not very close to clues, so she can't just start picking up clues. She does have something that could happen where if she played the expensive research, she could play it, move up, and then parlay this guy. And we could get Peter Warren into the victory display. Then she'd have an Acolyte on her beating her up with a Haunted. Pretty much no way to deal with them. But it would get her somewhere that she could get rid of the King in Yellow eventually. It would need to be all of the rest of my icons into a Miskatonic University. Actually, now that I'm looking at it again, 1, 2, 3, 4 from Minty Fan's extra icon, it wouldn't even be the 6 matching icons that I'd need. I'd need an additional intellect icon to do that. So I need the extensive research to get to 6, right? So that's pretty bad. I guess the question with Mary is can I afford to just sit here and do another swing for 3 and then try another swing for 3 next turn for the kill? I don't know. I could try to evade 1 up to see if the evade fires. And that's not the worst thing in the world. If it added a doom, that would suck. So realistically, it's not great odds. There is this. This doesn't do anything. And there are blesses, too. In fact, there are 5 blesses, maybe. So, I think I'll do the Sledgehammer swing, just 2 up. I could get to 3 with the Thompson. It is 2 more icons. It's 2 more tokens. Yeah. Oh, the auto fail. Jesus fucking Christ. And we'll just try and evade 3 against. Yeah, and that fails too. Okay, so I think with Min, I'm going to do what I said. I'm going to pay the extensive research, -1 for each other card in my hand, so -6. So we're spending 4 for this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Getting those 2 clues off the location. That's a resource for some reason. And then we're going to move up 1 location, engaging Peter Warren and the Acolyte, and then spend our 2 clues to parlay him into the victory display. So then the enemy phase happens. The Acolyte punches Min for 1, and the Masked Hunter hits Sister Mary for 2 and 1. Then we get our upkeep on Min. Please, an intellect icon. Oh, mind over matter. Okay. Still not enough icons to commit through this, but at least it gives me a shot at punching this guy to death. And then an upkeep for Sister Mary is a Scene of the Crime, which is just icons, I guess. 5 out of 8 doom. And an encounter card for Min. Wizard of the Order, empty location. He'll be getting a doom on him. Just put him next to Mary on the off chance that we can actually do something about this. Then Mary gets a Crypt Chill. She is testing 5 against 4. This is just going to go off because of the brand. I did forget to add a Bless at the end of the round there. Okay, so that does actually not do anything in our move of Bless. So Min's turn is atrocious. She does have a couple of options. She's got a lot of health, so she could take some attacks of opportunity, drawing for some options. If I get a single intellect icon, I can investigate the location or mind over matter and then punch him with all my intellect icons. I think the investigation's a bit better because it gets me a victory point, and it also I'm still free up to overpower this guy next time. But the Haunted is still a problem because I'm getting -1 to my combat. So realistically, I think the mind over matter probably has to go into a fight, which sucks. A fight using my intellect icons. It means that I can't get this clue again easily after the fact. So we're going to take an attack of opportunity for 1 damage, drawing a card, drawing Thin. That is the absolute most junk thing in my deck. Okay. We'll take another attack of opportunity for another card. Oh no! What is this? Okay. We just kind of got to keep going, I think. We'll take another card draw for another attack of opportunity, and we'll draw no stone in turn. Okay, so next turn, we'll be able to do a huge fight against this guy with a mind over matter. Fine. Sister Mary is staring down, still fighting this guy. So, again, a sledgehammer, 2 up. 3 up with the scene of the crime, I guess. I'll add a blessed token to the bag and deal 3 damage, so he's at 6. And then again, we'll just evade 1 up. -3, not happening. So enemy phase, Min takes a damage. And then enemy phase, Sister Mary takes 2 damage and a horror. So 1 horror, 1 damage. Sorry, Lita. You're toast, my dear. Well, hold on. I mean, the horror goes on Lita, so fine. An upkeep for Min gets her an emergency cash. Let's just get rid of both of those. And also the Dark Horse, because I'm never spending that much money before the end of the scenario. And then Sister Mary gets a Spectral Razor to finish him off. Oh, thank God. That's literally the thing I needed. 6 out of 8. Nope, 7 out of 8. And a counter card for Min is a Crypt Chill. Cannot leave play except through the ability below. I have to pass this, and I cannot. 1, 2, 3, 4, but I discarded my other icon. So Min is now dead, barring a very good Bless pull. I'm 1 up. Whoops! Oh no! Ah! Okay, I'm not doing another take. I'm just pulling it out of the bag, and it's there now. Oh yeah! Fuck yeah! Oh yeah, baby! Oh, we'll take it. We will take it. And then an encounter card for Sister Mary is the On Wings of Darkness. That fucking sucks, and we die. Ha ha! Fuck you, game. Another Bless token. And a Skull, which is -2, killing us. That sucks ass. That is so fucking annoying. God, the number of auto fails in this. Ugh, Jesus. So we take the damage, and then this guy stays where we are because, it doesn't matter. So we take a mental or a physical trauma, and there's basically no way to beat the next scenario. And then this guy gets an extra doom. Nope, this guy gets an extra doom, not an extra copy of himself. Okay, so like I said, this turn is looking like, mind over matter, right? And then you commit every single intellect icon and use Min's ability to swing a lot at this guy. The Curse token, a Bless token, a Bless token, an Elder Sign. You may choose a skill card committed to this skill test to return to its owner's hand after this test ends. And he is dead. So, fine. And the King of Yellow is also gone. But we can't do anything else. We can't do 2 damage to the Masked Hunter. So we're just forced to resign, which is super shitty. It literally 1 health away. Ugh, I can't believe that. I guess we could move up and get rid of Victoria, but that's 1 VP for dooming out, and I think dooming out is a lot worse. I guess what I'm thinking of is, do I move up and get Devereaux? And I think the answer is yes, because I still have to chew through all those enemies. So I move up, I spend my 5 resources, and she goes to the victory display as well. Whee! So that means that he hunts here. And then we get our upkeep fight or flight, and then we do mount. R2. 12 bells ring out. The cultist we interrogated, record him. Cultist who got away, record him. Past midnight, we're done. We did get 3 of these shitheads, but, I mean, it wasn't elegant. And frankly, dealing with the Masked Hunter again next scenario is probably going to be impossible, only having gotten 3 XP to go into this next draft. So, I guess we're looking at how badly this is going to go, and I expect the answer is going to be very badly. Thanks very much for watching. I appreciate it. I'll see you next time.